Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode. So in last episode we took on the Dallas Stars in the Stanley Cup Finals, and we actually managed to win the Stanley Cup after all, which I really didn't expect us to. So let's just go a bit through our playoff run in case you guys didn't watch the episodes for some reason, which I would assume you did. But as you can see, in round one we went to 7 games with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Our offense was doing pretty good, and we were playing solid defensively, but not the greatest. Then in round 2, we came through with a big surprise as we managed to shock the President's Trophy winning Florida Panthers in 5 games. And then we managed to defeat Pittsburgh after being down 3-0 in the series. So we won 4 straight games, and then we won our 5th straight with Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Then it was kind of back and forth pretty much throughout the entire series, and then we ended up winning in 7. So we finally won a Stanley Cup, even though it's only been a couple of years into this franchise mode, so that's great. Also the first Canadian team to win a Stanley Cup since Montreal did it in 1993. So anyways, let's get into this offseason. So we actually haven't simmed up to the draft yet, so we have not seen the retirements at this point in time just because the last episode was running a bit long, so I decided to cut it a bit early. So we'll see who retires, and then we'll take a look at also who's going in the draft again. So the Rangers have the first overall pick, means they're getting a franchise guy, I'm pretty sure, followed by Arizona, Vancouver, Detroit, LA. Okay. So we probably have, we have number 31 in the draft, so we're probably not going to get anything huge. Maybe a top 4 defenseman, maybe a top 6 forward, but nothing spectacular, I would assume, unless there's some elite guy that falls all the way back. So retired players for this season, let's see if we've lost anybody. So Patrick Marleau hangs them up with over 1,800 games played with the Oilers. Where else did he play? So since this GM mode came out before he actually signed with the Sharks in real life, he was also playing in New Jersey, Minnesota for a couple games, and in Edmonton for his final season. Interesting. So Spezza also retires. Palmville, who we beat in the Stanley Cup Finals. Sorry we had to knock you out in the finals, man, but any other year you could have won the cup, but not this year. Neil, Kessler, a lot of the older guys. Let's see if anybody for us, though, more importantly. Montreal, did we lose anybody? No, we did not. And Carey Price did not retire too. So we still have to deal with his $10.5 million contract or whatever it is, but hopefully he doesn't last too much longer, to be honest, because he is dropping off a bit. Okay, so retired players that are now scouts. So Patrick Eves, Mark Letestu, Vladimir Sabatka, Jason Spezza, and Adam McQuaid are all scouts now. So that's actually a lot of players that are scouts. Usually it's only like one player that's a scout. So let's do our draft interviews. This episode might be a bit longer. I don't know if I'll do free agency in this episode because I like your guys' opinions on things again, even though you guys say probably not to sign anybody. So let's go all the way up to the later part of this first round. So there is this guy that looks like a bottom 6. Doesn't look like he has good potential though. There was this Voinov guy. He's probably a top 4. He's probably not elite. And he's looking like a defensive defenseman, but he's supposed to go earlier. Who was those guys that I pinned? There was some guys I pinned off of YouTube. This Gauthier guy I think was one, maybe not. There was a good guy I remember pinning, but I don't think he was in the first round. So I guess we'll just interview. Let's go with these 3 guys. I guess we'll interview. Normally I don't do the interview process because like I already know about the players, but still. So we'll go play style, and then readiness. How close are you to being ready? You need a few more seasons. And this guy is a 2-way forward based on that. And then let's see his skills, I guess. We are probably a team that's not going to win again another Stanley Cup for quite a while, but I think because with people dropping off in age, and then also we're going to be losing guys in free agency, I think we're going to be a team that kind of drops off a bit and then goes back to the playoffs eventually in a couple of seasons. We just managed to get at least 1 cup with Carey Price, which is good. So that guy is still, he could be elite. An elite 2-way forward wouldn't be bad, but his stats say otherwise, and he has 4 years until he makes the NHL, so I don't have any information at all on this guy, but I'm still going to interview him anyways. Try and find out a little bit about him, because I didn't have a scout in that area. So his NHL readiness, probably a few years out, yes. Yeah, a few years, so he's probably like 3 years out. And then skills, let's see what his best skills are. This is skating, okay. And our final thing, I think, yeah, let's do the play style. Oh, I didn't want to ask readiness again. I just asked him about his readiness twice. God damn. I hate that you could ask the same question twice, because if you do that, then you use up your questions. Like, they should probably make it so you could only ask the same question once. Okay, so that guy's looking more like a top 6 forward, and then we also have Jim Negrin. Yeah, I'll also interview this guy, I guess. Because we do need maybe some more offensive prospects. We also need some more defensive. So let's ask him about his play style and his readiness. So this guy is a playmaker, and how many years out? He needs a few more years as well. Play top 6 forward as well. And then his best skills are probably his passing, right? Or it's his skating, okay. So those are the 3 guys we're interviewing. I probably, like I said, I won't do free agency in this episode, so I'll probably do the draft, and then we will get into the resign stage. Hopefully we don't lose any huge names this year. So let's get right into the 2022 draft. See if we could get any steals to help us out down the road, because we are going to need a goaltending prospect, because the ones we have at the moment aren't doing the greatest. So the Rangers have number 1, so they should get that franchise guy. Yes, they do. We'll just look at the top 5 picks. Vernaski to Arizona, Moz to Vancouver, a high top 6 and Tubert to Detroit, and LA is going to take Cornet. Let's sim to our pick at number 31. See if we could get anything. So we do still have our 3 guys that we were interviewing. I just don't know which one's best. 3 years out. Wait, let's actually go here. 3 years out, 4 years out, 4 years out. Okay, so we're going to go with Negrin, I think. We don't really have a lot of left wing prospects either, I don't think. So this might be a good pick. And then he also has better skills, it looks like, than the rest of them. And he's almost like a Marian Gaborik, so this guy might be a really good skater. Because when Gaborik was in his prime, he was a very fast player. So he is a top 9 forward, 63 overall. So that was not really a good pick, but I mean, 63 overall and being a top 9, that guy might actually make it in the first rounder as well. So our second round pick now, let's see, the low top forward D is not bad. This guy's looking elite, and I had him pinned. Oh yeah, this guy had really good stats, and I pinned him, and he's looking like a couple years out. Yeah, I'm going to take this guy, and he also has a pretty cool name too. Nonetheless, Cohane Irons. So welcome aboard, Mr. Irons. I wonder if he could iron out opponents. And he is medium top 9 as well, 63. So just as good as our first round pick. Hopefully both those guys make it. I was expecting that guy to be a bit better than that. What else do we want to go with? Another top 9 forward? No, we should probably go with some defensemen. This guy doesn't look horrific. 4 years out. Respell. Yeah, let's just go with Jyrki Salmelainen from the Laddie Pelicans. Medium top 6, 62. I mean, at least the overall is there. It's not that bad. Because, like, normal drafts, you would have him being like a 50-something. Also, sorry if any audio problems just happened, because I just saw a leg spike. So a 3rd for a 4th and a 5th. No thanks. I guess we had 2 3rd rounders. I can't remember who the other 3rd round pick was from. We could take Cedric Hartman. 4 years out as well. Oh, there's a goalie though. You know what? We'll take another goalie prospect, even though we don't know anything about him, because we need more goalies. Even though our current goalie prospects are, there's a lot of them. Medium elite, 64 overall. So I think we might have just found our replacement for Carey Price. Let's take a look at his individual stats. Yeah, this guy's going to be good. He's got pretty balanced throughout. His stick high is not the greatest. His poise ain't the greatest. Other than that, he's pretty balanced all around. So I think this guy's a good goaltender. It's just going to take him a couple years to develop. That was a good draft pick. Just random pick in the dark, and we managed to get an elite goalie. Somebody that's definitely going to help out in terms of when Carey Price retires. Parker Helms. No, I don't really want to go with him. You know what? I might auto-sim the rest of this. You know, let's just go with Dante Park since he's from, what country is that? Croatia? I don't even know. Don't even know how good that guy was, but let's just sim the rest of the draft because it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. So that was a pretty decent draft. So after Parks, we got Flynn, Bell, and Seward. And I think it said Seward was a low top 6 forward, so that's actually a pretty good pick as well. So there was one trade at the draft, and that was a second-round pick to Calgary for a second, third, and Ansi Suomela that head to Columbus. Interesting. Okay, so now the big part, the re-sign stage. So we have to re-sign our head coach as well. He's going to want a lot of money considering we just won a Stanley Cup. But we will give him a lot of money because he is a good coach. He's definitely helped us out a lot. Our associate coach, we'll give him a bit more as well. And we also have the assistant coach. But hopefully for actual players, hopefully we have not a lot of guys to re-sign. Like I know we have Kaniemi to give a big contract to, but we might have to let go of some big guys and guys you don't want me to release. So, wow, we have a lot of scouts to sign as well. Damn, this is a busy offseason. And this episode's already at 12 minutes, so yeah, I'm definitely not doing free agency in this episode. So we'll re-sign all our scouts, pretty much except for the NHL scouts, because I don't use those. So all our amateur ones, we have tons of them. And this guy, anybody else? Oh yeah, Lundberg. And I think that's almost it for scouts. Anybody else? Just this NLA guy. Okay. So that took a bit, but let's get to this re-sign stage. See who we have to re-sign. Hopefully there's no huge names other than Kotkaniemi. So RFAs, let's get those ones done first. So go down. The guy doesn't really matter that much. I'm gonna release him. Scanalika will get you back for the minors. Same with Josh Brook. And same with for Beak. We'll get all the HL guys pretty much back. Because that HL team is not that bad. It's just the coach is kind of a bit iffy. Cale Fleury. He doesn't seem to pan out, but in real life he's already in the NHL. Jake Evans. He wants a two-way deal. That's good. Noah Juleson. We'll give you 1 year at 1.6. I'm going to probably give most of these guys 1 year contracts except for a couple guys. Paling, I could give you 2 years. Yeah, I could give you 2 years. You're decent. Victor Mete, I'll give you 1 year. Because a lot of these defensemen might not stick around for the whole GM mode. Just over 2 million for him. We also got Suzuki and Frost. Huh, Suzuki doesn't want that much for it, surprisingly. Morgan Frost, he's definitely a guy that I want to keep around for a while. Yeah, and he's going to grow for sure. Yeah, we'll give you 2 years at 3.725. And then Kotkaniemi, he's going to be wanting, yeah, a lot of money. Holy crap. Damn. So we're not going to get just Jesperi Kotkaniemi on an 8-year deal, obviously, but I am going to give him... Yeah, I'll give him a 4-year deal at 10.3. Because I don't want to lose Jesperi Kotkaniemi just yet. Okay, unsigned guys. We might give... Yeah, we'll give Lambos a contract now, but he won't be able to play in the AHL yet. We'll also... And sign anybody else? No, I don't think so. Bell's a low elite, so another good pick by the computer, Miles Bell. Okay. Irons... Yeah, we aren't going to sign pretty much anybody else, I don't think, at this point. We do have a lot of goalie prospects, as you can see, but these guys... Well, McEachern and Murley and whatnot aren't growing that much. Same with Albert. But Sapanen, this guy's going to be pretty good. He's already 20 years old, which I didn't see. So he is going to be an overager when he gets into the NHL, like 23 or something. But hopefully he gets some good growth over there in Sweden. I think it's Sweden. Oh no, it's in the Liga. Okay. He's been a pretty solid goalie. He had a really good season in year number 2. And then let's go to our UFA. This is going to be a very tough part. Who do we want to let go of and whatnot? So, Emelin, he doesn't seem to be panning out. Rogalski doesn't seem to either. Hunt, I don't think so either. A lot of these guys aren't panning out. We sign guys that are above like 65 plus. This guy isn't growing either. He's got bottom 6 potential. We will sign Mizak though since he has top 6 forward potential, but he doesn't look like he's going to reach it. We'll also sign Svechkovsky for the AHL. We'll sign Tulipov. We'll also sign Caden Gooley. It seems like it's taking a while for Caden Gooley to grow. And then we'll also sign McTaggart. And Gunler. Damn, we have a lot of prospects because of those picks in the early years. Okay, so let's actually advance today so we can get all those guys out of the way. And then we can see what we have left to go after. Did our coach sign with us? I didn't even see if he did or not. Hopefully he did. All these scouts are now re-signing too, which is kind of annoying because we have to see all these pop-ups. Okay, so I think all those guys accepted. Maybe one of them, yeah, a couple of them are accepting as well in the AHL. So Tulipov didn't accept. Oh, maybe because we have too much contracts. So we'll release Riley Barber. And we'll sign Tulipov instead. Try and get that young AHL team. And then Ouellette's also going to be leaving this year, even though he was solid for us. It's just because he was playing depth, he dropped to 74. So we'll release him. Jordan Wheel as well. Even though I don't really want to release those guys, we are. Michael McCarron's going to want a one-way contract, more than likely, right? No, he wants 2. We'll see if we can get him on a 2-way deal. Because he could be a pretty solid depth piece maybe for us. How about Nick Cousins? Yeah, 2-way for him as well. I don't think those guys are going to accept, to be honest. But who knows? Jamel Smith, I am fine with giving him a one-way deal. Because he was a really big beast for us in those playoffs. And as a depth guy. Yeah, we have a lot of big contracts to deal with. Goalie-wise, I am going to release Antti Ranta for now, though. A lot of this could be just temporary releasing guys, but it's just to make sure we have enough roster space. Then I wouldn't mind bringing back for the top 6 pairing. Let's give him 2.4. He doesn't want a contract renewal, so he might reject that. Lehkonen. Try and get a lot of these guys on 1-year deals. Philippe Deneau had, I think, statistical growth, and he grew to an 87. I might have to let him go because he's probably going to want a lot of money, and I'm not going to give him a lot of money. 5.6 ain't the worst. I wouldn't mind bringing Jeff Petrie back for 1 more year because he is getting old. So let's see if he takes a 1-year deal. Brandon Montour as well. Give these guys all 1-year contracts. Connor Brown, I wouldn't mind bringing back. Holy crap, but he wants a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know about bringing Connor Brown back. I really want to, though. Like, it's either him or Gallagher that probably leaves. So let's see if we get those guys after these scouts again. Okay, so I think a lot of them accepted. Yep, so we have still a couple guys left to sign. And we have $23 million in cap space. Okay, so like I was saying, Mike McCarron, I wouldn't mind bringing back as a depth guy for us. See if I could get him to 925 for 1 year. And then, like I said, I want Olofsson back because he's been a solid rock on that top 6 pairing. Gonna give him a bit more than I would expect to give him. Yeah, we might have to let go of Philippe Deneau this season. That way, Paling could get 3rd-line time or something like that. Connor Brown, I really want to bring back Connor Brown, but I also want to bring back Gallagher kind of because he was our captain. But I think one of those 2 guys has to go. I just don't know which one. I think I might let go of Gallagher, though, because he's older. Yeah, I think that might be what I do. So let's offer Connor Brown a 1-year contract. See if I have enough cap space to get them both back, but I don't think I will. Okay, so let's advance another day. Okay, so we got them all except for McCarron. We have 15 million left, so I think we do still need a backup goalie. So I think Gallagher is gone. Or wait, do I want to go with Deneau or Gallagher? What do we have more of and what do we have less of? Sorry if this episode is running long and if it is boring. Let's see, center-wise, Domi, Kakanyemi. Deneau would be our third-line center. Yeah, we have an abundance of centers, so Philippe Deneau is going to leave. It's just because we have nowhere to slot him in. Even though he was really good for us, best of luck wherever you go, Philippe Deneau. Thanks for helping out in the Stanley Cup run. We'll give McCarron a one-way deal, just because I think I could use him as a depth guy this year. And then Brendan Gallagher, I want to bring him back for at least one more year. But if we're having a bad season, I might trade him away to an actual team and that's doing well or whatnot. So that should be good. Let's see if we get those guys. And they both accept, and we have still 7.9. At the moment, we have Carey Price, who might be a backup goalie next season. And then we're going to have to bring in another goalie. So let's take a look at what we need in this lineup, and then we'll take a look at free agency, and then that'll be it for this episode. So Petrie and Montour, let's see, anybody else do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we do need a 7th defenseman for sure. And then we do need a backup or a starting goalie. And then forward-wise, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14. So, yeah, McCarron and Cousins could be depth. Caulfield will draw into the lineup this season. And then we just need a depth defenseman and a backup goalie. I think that's pretty much all we need for off-season wise. So let's take a look at those free agents, see if there's anything that meets our categories that we need, or our needs. I don't even know why I'm saying categories. No, I don't know. It meets our slots that we need filled. Okay, so I don't know if we want a starting goalie or a backup. Probably a backup, just because 7.9 isn't a whole lot of money to work with. So backup goalie-wise, or goalie-wise in general, there's all these goalies. So if you guys see anything you want me to sign for the backup behind Carey Price or to be in starting role above Carey Price, let me know. I'm not going to sign any huge players just because we have young guys that needs like in the next few seasons, and I mess with that really. So those are the goaltenders. And then depth defenseman-wise, I don't think it really matters that much who we bring in, as long as they have some good defensive stats or something like that. So maybe somebody like Paul Ledoux. Does he meet our system? Yeah, he meets our system. It looks like he wouldn't be that bad, and he's a right-handed shot. There's also like Andy Walensky, 83 defensive awareness though. Yeah, those guys aren't the strongest in terms of defensive play. I'd prefer somebody with like an 85 defensive awareness, like maybe a Carl Alsner. I'm joking. I wouldn't bring in Carl Alsner, especially after I just bought him out like last season, I think it was. Mackenzie Weegar's got 84 defensive awareness. Same with Ruido. Robert Bertuzzo has got 84. Kristen Jaros. You know, Jaros might be not that bad. He's still youngish too. Same with Jake Wallman. Okay, so if there's anything you guys want me to sign, let me know down below in the comments. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.